This video is sponsored by Renderhub. Stick around to see all of the cool improvements that are now available on Renderhub and how you can take advantage of this beautiful platform. So, Adobe has just unveiled a set of beautiful project and prospective tools coming to Adobe products, and these were announced within the Adobe Max 2024, which has just come to an end. And just like last year and year before, Adobe Sensei, which is Adobe's code name for the AI, now rebranded to Firefly for their video and image generation tool, is getting better. And with the advancement of artificial intelligence, we are sure to see some impressive features which will soon be available across most Adobe apps. And the projects we are about to see are a wonderful testament of things to come, as the folks at Adobe continues to push the bounds of what artists, creators, and enthusiasts can do with the power of neural networks and artificial intelligence in various areas of creative media. Now let's start off with something I believe a lot of you guys will be super interested in, and this has to do with the project Scenic. Now Project Scenic simply empowers users as it analyzes prompts and generates 3D objects in relation to the prompts that will help 3D artists create generated images based off 3D models and elements that they can use to build 3D worlds. So instead of creating these models yourself, you can simply just make a simple prompt and these will generate assets which you can now easily move around with a 3D gizmo and position this how you want to start creating the world that you're trying to make. The whole idea of this tool is to facilitate hobbyists and also enthusiasts that would like to start making stuff based off 3D and generate images, especially one that they can use for posters. And with this tool, all you need to do is dial in a prompt and this will start creating the images for you. Multiple prompts can be added at any point in time, which in turn can lead to multiple 3D objects generated to suit the scene that you're trying to create. And with this simple example, we can see that we can now prompt a lot of trees. You'd also notice that there is no intersections with this, as this simply understands spacing and also positions different variations of trees around the camp that we're making. And in several instances, when you're trying to make these posters, or maybe you're trying to get the perfect shot that you like to render, understanding where to place your camera might also be an issue. And this is also something that Project Scenic actually helps artists create. With a simple prompt, you can now adjust the 3D camera and the generative tool will align the camera how you want. If you would like to make further changes to this, you can. And if there's a particular model you want to stand out, you can choose to color this separately, and with various specifications, you can now create very unique models that would also be reflected in the final generated images. And just like we have with most generated prompts, this gives you 4 variations that you can pick from. And I believe this will lead to a very interesting use of 3D assets, especially for 2D artists that just want to make posters, or possibly for 3D artists that are looking at ways of bringing their ideas to life by making quick mockups. And I believe in the future, this will be integrated into tools like Substance Stager, or possibly this might be integrated into Substance Viewer, which is the brand new tool that is currently available in beta for those who haven't tried it out. Project TurnTable is a beautiful tool that is newly implemented in Illustrator, and this is definitely going to change how 2D animators make art moving forward. Imagine making a simple image and wanting to create a turntable of that image. With this, you can now easily do that. So instead of creating one frame over the next, you can easily start creating accurate turntable of any 2D character or image to give that 3D effect to the image or the character. And believe me when I say this is definitely going to save so much time, as 2D artists spend countless hours drawing and also making sure proportions are matching, angles are matching, and also various parts of the character are matching, especially when you have to change a particular direction. And with this tool, rotating your models whether vertically or horizontally is now done with a simple click, and with a slider, you can now achieve all of that. And this is super impressive, and to any of the characters that you've got, you can now use this easily. I mean, even if the character is being drawn from the side view, you can now easily use this to create a turntable. As with the case of a horse like this also approximates and compensates by creating new shapes for the character. And for what it's worth, I believe that this might become one of the most requested features for 2D animators working with Illustrator, and you can use this for a variety of other things. So once you make a 2D image and make a turntable of that, you can copy this as instances across all of your design, and if you make an edit, because all of these are super editable, you can leverage off that and replicate that edit across all of the instances as well. And by far, this is one of the cool tools that I believe that 2D artists working in game development, 2D artists working in animation, and possibly poster creators will definitely love to get their hands on. Another interesting tool that I believe poster designers and illustrators would like to get their hands on is Project RemixAlot, and this is a sketch to layout tool that simply converts your hand-drawn sketches to ready-made posters. And this looks like a tool that will be coming to Illustrator soon, as all you need to do is to do a simple sketch and Illustrator will create a ready-made image for you, which is easily editable and makes the whole process of creating and altering the image that you would like to create in terms of making posters super easy. And with Project RemixAlot, you can literally remix your designs as many times as possible, as creating from simple sketches to ready-made posters are not the only thing that you can do. You can also change the sizes or make variations of sizes that you like to work with. So from automatically adjusting this for social media posting or readjusting the font, images and design across different variations of styles and scaling that is possible, Project RemixAlot actually handles all that. Another impressive feature that this also offers includes referencing various design patterns and design language to create your own design and posters. So from font to how this actually looks overall, this can reference these things and make your posters based off the reference you've just hooked up. And just like we mentioned earlier, this understands the design type that you're trying to make and can simply adjust depending on the design style that you're going for. So for this poster, we can say we would like to make a ticket for it, and this would automatically fit into it exactly how we want it to. And when it comes to photography and photo editing, one of the things that we actually focus on doing most of the times is compositing. And getting the perfect composition to harmonize various elements that makes up an entire image is where we get to spend a lot of time when compositing. And with Project PerfectBlend, this now makes compositing super easy for everyone, as all you need to do is to remove the background of the image that you would like to composite, place it in your preferred image, and you can simply use the new Harmonize button, which is a tiny little plugin that is now coming to Photoshop to compose and create a perfect blend of the image, as this simply uses a set of neural operations to fix the lighting and properly compose the image. And this looks super amazing, and it seems to work for every single case. So even if you choose to use a photo that seems to have overexposure and probably have the wrong shadow, maybe lighting is casting differently, shadows are all misplaced here and there, this can handle all that, as it simply fixes exposure, wrong lighting, and also shadow, as this uses the base image to fix and match the lighting, exposure, shadow, and shading of the overall image. And honestly, this looks like an Uno reverse algorithm from the sky feature that has always existed in Photoshop. So previously, once you get to bring in any image that has to do with sky and you like to change the overall look, all you need to do is use the sky feature that exists in Photoshop and you can manipulate the overall look of the image. And this feature for sure will be photographers and compositors' favorite. And the same appreciation we have for content aware is exactly the same appreciation that is what giving Project PerfectBlend. There's also another interesting project that has to do with Photoshop, which is called Project Hi.Fi. And this also comes in form of a plugin that quickly takes sketches, and with a simple prompt, this will generate high fidelity compositions with it. And this is pretty similar to other generative tools that we've seen. However, in Photoshop, this now works in real time. And because of how this project is being done, it simply retains the quality, lighting, and overall feel of the previous image it has generated. And with this, you can pull data from various Adobe apps as well. So one of the examples simply involves going over to tools like Illustrator, making a small sketch in there, converting that to an image, and sending that image right into Photoshop. You can also create multiple images with this prompt and load them all into one particular canvas and start creating high quality stuff. It is also worth mentioning that this doesn't only work with hand-sketched images or images that you just simply plug in. You can also hook up a camera to this and get real-time feedback of whatever changes that you're making. And with that, real-time compositing and also real-time image generation might just be something that will be coming to Photoshop pretty soon once this becomes publicly available. Sound design is one of those crucial parts that actually helps you translate your emotions from picture to your audience, as sounds generally makes the overall emotion of a scene to be felt by the audience. And Project SuperSonic takes this to a whole new level, as it simply uses prompt to generate audio within a given timeline.
And now this is going to be calling our text to sound effects Gen AI model that's going to be generating audio on the fly in full 48 kilohertz sample rate. And it will, once it's finished generating, it's going to place it right in the timeline for me to audition alongside the video.
And this sound authoring project allows for selection of subject and object within a scene, and it identifies this and also the action the subject or the object is making in the scene. And with a single click, this can automatically generate a prompt in relation to the object's behavior within the scene. And with that, you can automatically generate audio files and choose from the audio files which of them best fits for the project that you're working on. And it is impressive how this actually works. An additional feature includes the support of individualized recording, as creators can use their voices as references for the subject and with a little prompt guide Project SuperSonic towards the direction of the sound that they're trying to create. And a project like this definitely has a place in Premiere Pro. It just simply elevates your videos by adding sounds directly within the timeline based off the action of the object or subject that you're trying to art direct. And for sure, indie artists and video editors will find this one super useful and potentially use this as part of their workflow tools. And at several times when we make videos or capture moments, flashes and lens flares might be the disruption that would simply ruin those moments. And cleaning these frame by frame in tools like Photoshop or other DCC tools or movie making files might be super time consuming. And that is where Project Clean Machine actually comes in handy, as this can dictate obstructions, flashes and lens flare that ruins the moment, and with a single click of a button, the affected frames can be identified and these can be removed. And this does not only remove the disruption, the flashes and the lens flare effect, but at the same time it also recovers details within the affected frames, and this can be used for both simple and complex movie files. And the way this works is super useful, as it's not only limited to flashes, but can also remove occasional disruptions. And I do see this tool fitting right into Adobe's Firefly for video, as it simply comes with a lot of potentials and will help lots of videographers and also artists that work with light to achieve great results. Project InMotion is an animation-driven project for 2D and 3D motion graphic designers, and this provides a quick and easy animation set of tools for artists who like to control different kinds of reveals and morphing across various images. This looks super interesting, especially when you like to transition into another object by morphing one into the next, as Project InMotion is built to offer hobbyists and also motion graphic enthusiasts the ability to easily start making their own motion design without spending so much time within the timeline. As this also offers a medium where painting options via prompts can be generated for different styles of the art that you're trying to make. And depending on the given prompt, results can be generated and artists can choose from them. And prompting isn't the only way of generating results, as results can also be generated based off a reference image, which easily copies the style and reproduces the work to fit the reference image. And for those working with 3D, you can also enter a video sequence of a bland render and use a simple prompt to get a rendered version of the 3D video sequence that you've entered based off the prompts that you've dialed in. And this would make creating variations of a particular motion design rapid. And this looks really good and would offer a lot of opportunities for motion graphic designers. And here's one beautiful project that the folks at Adobe are currently pushing out, and they've actually started with a beta. So in this era of content creation and generation, knowing how contents are made and where they come from is pretty crucial, and Project Know-How promises to be more like the nutritional label that shows the condiments used in the creation of a specific artwork, as content metadata are part of the credentials that simply makes up the content, and this is currently considered and known as content authenticity and content credential, as this tool is promised to be available as a Chrome extension and also as a web app, which is currently in beta. And the idea is to know what, how, and who made a specific media content, mostly on the internet. And from my own standpoint, this is a very ambitious idea, which will greatly have an impact in the society. And images are not the only thing that you can find what credentials were used. You can also grab video clips of the internet and use this tool to find out where the original video file is from. And this as well is going to be very useful. One pretty cool feature that is also part of this is using this to identify things like deepfake and video clips that have been altered. And despite the fact that it shows you the original version of the clip, it also shows you the specific areas and specific objects that have been altered as well. And one other cool thing that they're currently looking at implementing, which is pretty much in its very early stage, is the use of physical camera to identify objects in real time and also know if this content has been licensed, who they are licensed to, and also the content credentials that makes up this particular content. And I think this is going to be super useful, especially in this era of artificial intelligence. Something else that is super useful is Renderhub. Renderhub is an amazing 3D marketplace where artists can buy, sell, download, and also get artist-related resources. And one of the cool things with Renderhub version 2.1 is once you get on the page, you now have access to all of the gallery. So you can simply click on 3D art gallery and preview a ton of images that exist within the gallery. And to any of the images that you want, all you need to do is click, and you'd also be able to see the creator and the tools that were used in making these. And of course, if you'd like to see more stuff from the creator, all you need to do is go over to the page and you'll be able to have access to more stuff that these creators have made previously. The folks at Renderhub have also included one interesting cool update to their website. So once you're about to add an image to your art gallery, you can now easily select the content rating, which has been simplified and made more accurate. And of course, if you like to get free models, or possibly you're looking for free resources that you can use, then you might want to consider taking a look at the free category where there is a ton of things that you can totally grab for free. Additionally, the folks at Renderhub are currently running two interesting contests, and both of them are running till the 31st of October 2024. Links to this is going to be in the description for those who like to know more about these. So this is it. A huge shout out to the folks at Adobe for sharing their sneak peeks of tools and features that might be coming to Creative Cloud set of tools. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section. Which of these sneak peeks were your best peeks, and I would like to know why. And of course, if you like this video or you learned something from this, you can go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And until I see you guys in the next one, peace.